Kendra Duggar welcomes her fifth baby. Joy turns to fear as newborn admitted to ICU. The news broke like a wave of joy across Duggar Nation. Kendra Duggar, the radiant mother of four, had finally delivered her fifth baby. The excitement, the prayers, the warm smiles, and the tears of happiness filled every corner of the Duggar family circle. After months of anticipation and whispers of a growing belly, Kendra had done it again, bringing new life into the world with the same grace and faith that have always defined her. But within hours, the celebration took an unexpected turn. What began as a perfect family moment of laughter and thanksgiving soon became a scene filled with uncertainty and prayer. The newborn, a beautiful baby girl named Kensley Grace Duggar, had been admitted to the ICU due to unexpected complications right after birth. Suddenly, joy turned to tension, happiness to fear, and the Duggar family, once again, found themselves facing a trial that tested every ounce of their faith. It was supposed to be the perfect day. The morning had started peacefully. The family had gathered quietly, waiting for news. Kendra's husband was at her side the entire time, holding her hand, whispering prayers, reassuring her that everything would be fine. The older siblings waited at home, their little hearts pounding with excitement, ready to meet their baby sister. After hours of labor, the moment finally arrived. The baby's first cry was soft but pure, a sound that brought tears of joy to everyone in the room. Nurses smiled, the doctor nodded in satisfaction, and Kendra, exhausted but glowing, whispered through tears, "She's perfect. She's our miracle." For a few precious minutes, everything felt right. The world seemed to stop, just a mother, her newborn, and the magic of new life. But within the next hour, something changed. The baby's breathing grew shallow. The room that had been filled with laughter turned suddenly silent. Monitors beeped softly, then urgently. A nurse leaned in, frowning slightly, before calling the doctor back into the room. Kendra, still weak from delivery, could sense something wasn't right. Her husband's face turned pale as the staff moved quickly, wrapping the baby in a soft blanket and rushing her toward the neonatal intensive care unit. Kendra reached out instinctively, tears filling her eyes. "Please take care of her," she whispered, her voice breaking. That was the moment the joy cracked. The moment every mother fears but prays never comes. The halls that had just echoed with laughter now filled with quiet sobs and whispered prayers. The Duggar family, known for their strength and unity, began to gather at the hospital chapel, their hands intertwined, their hearts heavy but hopeful. Later that evening, a close family source confirmed the news. Kendra delivered her fifth baby safely, but the baby is currently in the ICU for precautionary care. They are asking for prayers and strength during this time. Fans, who had been waiting for photos of the new baby, were stunned by the update. Social media exploded with messages of support and prayer. Thousands of comments poured in. "God is with your little one. Stay strong, Kendra," and "We're praying for baby Kensley." It's not the first time the Duggar family has faced medical fear. After all, the world remembers when Josie Duggar was born prematurely and spent months in intensive care. But for Kendra, this experience carried its own emotional weight. She had gone through pregnancy after pregnancy with unwavering faith, believing each child was a gift from God. And now, in this moment of uncertainty, that faith was being tested in the most profound way. Family insiders described Kendra's husband as emotionally shaken but incredibly strong. He's been by her side day and night, barely sleeping, moving between Kendra's recovery room and the NICU. "He just keeps saying, 'God's got this,'" one relative shared. "Even in his pain, he's standing in faith." The family's decision to name the baby Kensley Grace Duggar carries even deeper meaning now. Kensley represents continuity and love, a reflection of her mother's strength, while Grace stands as a reminder of divine mercy, a word that now feels like both a prayer and a promise. Doctors haven't released detailed updates, but sources close to the family revealed that baby Kensley was born with breathing complications. likely related to fluid in the lungs, a condition common in newborns. The medical team acted quickly, placing her in an incubator with oxygen support. Though the condition is serious, early intervention gives strong hope for recovery. For Kendra, the experience has been emotionally overwhelming. She's described as holding her Bible constantly, reading verses out loud through tears. Kendra Duggar welcomes her fifth baby. Joy turns to fear as newborn admitted to ICU. The news broke like a wave of joy across Duggar Nation. Kendra Duggar, the radiant mother of 4, had finally delivered her fifth baby. The excitement, the prayers, the warm smiles, and the tears of happiness filled. "She's tired, she's worried, but she's unbreakable," said a family friend. Every time someone walks into her room, she just smiles and says, "We're trusting his plan." Her husband, too, has shared a message with close friends, one that has since spread across fan communities. "We walked into this day ready to celebrate, and we still are. Our joy hasn't gone. It's just waiting for the right time. We believe our little girl will come home soon." The hospital staff reportedly described Kendra as one of the calmest mothers they've seen, despite the circumstances. "She never once raised her voice or broke down," said one nurse. "She just kept praying, whispering her daughter's name, and saying, 'Mommy's here.' It was one of the most powerful things I've ever witnessed." Back home, the Duggar children are waiting eagerly, their young minds trying to understand why they can't yet hold their baby sister. The older ones have been drawing pictures of angels and rainbows, which they plan to hang beside Kensley's crib once she returns home. For them, the house feels quiet, too quiet, but their parents have made sure they know this is just a chapter, not the ending. Meanwhile, the Duggar family compound has been flooded with visitors and relatives offering help. Michelle Duggar, Kendra's mother-in-law, was reportedly emotional but steadfast, telling everyone, "We've seen miracles before, and we'll see them again." She has been leading prayer circles with the children, reminding them that God's timing is perfect, even when it's painful. The emotional weight of this moment is not lost on anyone. It's a reminder that behind the smiles and family photos, the Duggars are human, vulnerable, emotional, and deeply connected to their faith. Their story isn't just about large families and TV fame. It's about resilience, about facing the unknown with hope. As days passed, tiny signs of improvement began to appear. Nurses noticed baby Kensley's breathing growing stronger, her heartbeat steadier. One evening, Kendra was finally allowed to touch her baby's hand through the incubator. She wept silently, whispering prayers of gratitude. "That touch," she said later, "was everything I needed to know that she's fighting." Doctors have since expressed cautious optimism. "She's a strong baby," one medical staff member said. "Her progress is steady. If things continue this way, she could be home within days." For the Duggar family, those words felt like sunlight breaking through a storm. Plans began quietly forming, preparing the nursery, organizing meals, and setting up a prayer chain among friends and church members. "We're not celebrating yet," said a close family friend, "but we're hopeful, and in this family, hope is everything." Fans, too, have turned the moment into a collective prayer movement. Across social platforms, hashtags like #PrayForKensley and #DuggarFaith have gone viral. People from around the world, believers and non-believers alike, have been sending messages of love, photos of candles, and personal stories of their own miracles. It's as if the Duggar legacy has once again united people through something more powerful than fame, through shared humanity. Late one night, as Kendra sat by her hospital bed, she reportedly whispered a few words that have since become a source of inspiration among her followers. "I came here to meet my daughter. I didn't know God would use her to remind me of his strength." Those who know her say that even in her tears, she's radiant. She doesn't see herself as a victim of fear, but as a mother walking through faith. It's that quiet courage, the kind that doesn't shout but endures, that defines her journey now. As baby Kensley continues to fight and grow stronger, the Duggar home waits with open arms. The crib is ready, The blanket embroidered with her name lies folded beside her mother's pillow, and the sound of little voices fills the air with songs of hope. No one knows what the next few days will bring, but one thing is certain: the Duggars will face it the way they always have, together. Their hearts may be heavy, but their faith remains unshaken. And as Kendra looks at her tiny daughter through the glass, whispering prayers of love and surrender, one can't help but feel the depth of the moment. A mother's hope, a father's strength, and a family holding on to the promise of grace. Because even in the ICU, even under fluorescent lights and quiet beeps, love is alive. And in that love, the story of baby Kensley Grace Duggar continues. Fragile yet fierce, uncertain yet full of faith. A living reminder that miracles aren't always instant. Sometimes they are slow, quiet, and powerful enough to move the world. The Duggar family's journey with their fifth child is far from over. In many ways, it has just begun. A story of resilience, prayer, and the kind of love that refuses to let go, no matter how dark the night may seem.